EPL, aka the English Premier League, football, soccer, whatever the hell you want to call it, for the moment has decided that they will no longer be displaying the Black Lives Matter badges on their kits, meaning their shirts, uniforms, whatever, but instead they're going to go with no room for racism. I don't imagine that sits well with the Black Lives Matter movement, but at the same time, I don't know what Black Lives Matter's foothold is in the UK or England or whatever. I wanted to get your take on what you thought about the EPL saying, no, we're not going to do that. No room for racism, which keep in mind before you judge that they've had not necessarily the words no room for racism, but a similar verbiage on the field for years due to all the issues they've had with fans to both players on their home squads and players on visiting teams, where they've called them various things that I don't want to say because they're not nice.
Maybe this won't be a popular take. I agree with that move. And this is why. Yes. And this is why. Being of sound biracial mind, understanding what Caucasians do think, because
we're also AK we're stupid.
And I know enough of them. I'm not going to call them hillbillies, but country folk. Okay,
not country folk.
They see or read Black Lives Matter, they instantly get defensive.
Yep.
They instantly feel like, wait, white lives matter too. And it's like, no, it's not about you. It's not about you. So what they are doing is an interesting it's a marketing move. It's and we know that soccer has a very, very bad racial problem. Huge problem. Racial problem.
Huge. And but that, as you know, and for those of you that don't follow English, European football, soccer, whatever, it predates the Black Lives Matter movement by many, many, many rinse and repeat years, moons, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's a huge issue. You can just Google it and you'll find stuff from like 10, 15 years ago where players have come out and said they called me blank, they were throwing bananas at me or whatever.
So
of your choice.
So this is a move to make this movement, a shift to make this movement more palatable for non-people of color who are fans. That's it. Look at it. This is the way I would look at it. So I am not offended that they are changing it but sometimes you have to change the message. It's like when you're in grade school, right? And teacher's teaching you something and you're like, I'm just not getting it. I'm not getting it. And then all of a sudden he or she makes a shift and explains it differently. I think I've told you the story about my stats teacher. I just wasn't getting it. All of a sudden my stats teacher in college said, we're going to talk about it in baseball terms. Then all of a sudden, like that, I got it. And then I got through with an A. I was failing that class midway through. I got through and finished that class with an A, all because he made it more relatable to me. And that's where I think we're going here. And you know what? Look, I'm patient enough to say that when it comes to race, we've been working on this for hundreds, if not thousands of years.
Well, okay.
Hold on. Last point. If this is what it takes to make it more palatable for those people, then let's do it.
Okay, first of all, I agree with you. I agree about making it more palatable.
Yes.
I have to disagree in the sense of we've been working on it for years, only because I think we've been failing at it for hundreds upon hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Any efforts that have happened, while might be great, don't get me wrong, MLK, amazing, his power, his voice, his knowledge, his nonviolent stance, amazing. Well, I don't know if it will ever be replicated what he was able to do and accomplish.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I take a step back there. I agree with you there. What I'm saying, look, at the end of the day, it's just making it more palatable for those people.
White guy.
Because you know what, John Q. White guy who's like, Black lives matter, white lives matter, blue lives matter, blah 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 matters. Now you're saying, well, there's no what's the phrase? No room for racism?
No room for racism is what they're going to
No room for How can you,
supposedly.
okay, so how can anyone of sound mind, spirit, and soul argue saying, wait, there's room for race? Who can say the opposite? You can't. So they found a phrase that even the most racist of soccer hooligan cannot
God,
argue against.
I hate the
That's basically
hooligans.
what. And the fact that we have to do that sucks. I'm with you, but you know what? I'm okay repositioning something to make. I'm a marketing guy, so repositioning something to make it more palatable speaks to me. And if
Oh
this is
God.
going to help do that, then I'm cool with it. I mean, not ideal, but I'm cool with it because of that fact.
Sorry, you said hooligans, and my brain just went off on a tangent. I agree with you, but for those of you that don't know what a proper football soccer hooligan is, please Google it or YouTube it or whatever it is. It basically take the worst sports fans in America you can think of, like average sport fan, multiply by a couple hundred or thousand, um, including both racist chants, insensitive chants, destruction of property and/or assault, battery, and
Oh,
every other
wait,
type of destruction
they're
you can think of.
they're not the lovable characters you see on the one of the best movies ever called Euro Trip.
Oh God, I love you. No, those were technically not hooligans. Those were supporters. There's a difference. Also,
Okay.
I fucking love Vinnie Jones. So don't ever say that. No, I
Love that movie.
love that dude. That dude actually played professional football, soccer, whatever. So there you go. I think he played for like Fulham or something. God damn it, I want to interview that guy. Just pick his brain. But yes, the soccer hooligans, where the term really sits right now, as opposed to a supporter or a fanatic fan, whatever, they're awful. I'll give you an example that most people can relate to. I know you can because I live in LA. I don't know how else to say this without cursing, so forgive me because you know how I feel about that team up north, the San Francisco Giants. I despise them because I'm a diehard Dodger fan. But the going back, I don't know, 10 years maybe, the Brian Stowe incident. The
Yeah.
guy, if you don't know, he was a Giants fan at a Dodger game, and other Dodger fans were, I'm assuming, talking to each other. I don't know what the conversation was, wasn't there, but it ended up in him getting assaulted and battered in the parking lot. And I don't know if he was beaten while on the ground or he just happened to fall over and hit his head on the ground or a parking curb. I don't know.
He
It
was
doesn't.
assaulted and
Yeah, it doesn't matter. He was assaulted and
yeah.
battered and ended up very, very injured. So those people that did that to him, if it's one, two, three people, those would be the hooligans. The
Yeah.
average rabid fan, me, you, whatever side you're on, are supporters. So, but take the
Yeah.
hooliganism, multiply it by many, and there's people that will march down streets in the UK and Europe chanting with flares and supporters. And if you come into that, even if you're just not wearing their gear, you could be wearing the
Yeah.
stuff we're wearing right now. If you're not wearing their supporter stuff, and if you're not with them, they will destroy you. And I don't
No,
mean
it's like wearing red in a
beat
Crip
you, of course.
neighborhood, and
Yeah,
and vice versa, right? Wearing
yeah.
blue in a blood neighborhood
Unless you're
in
Jim
South
Brown,
Central.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
Look, I mean, it's
fucking
like I
pathetic.
said. I mean, it's probably not the most popular take, and the argument would be, no, we are going to shove it down their throat until they'll take it. They'll take their medicine, and we are going to learn them something good. That's the way I would say it, right?
Yeah,
We're going to learn them something good until the racism is just beaten out of them. It doesn't work like that, people. Racism is so ingrained. We have to find many different ways in order to combat it. And I think that this is a good move. I hope it works. And we'll see.
yeah. Look, I agree with you. I hope that the conversations continue and come whenever election days are in the countries, communities that need it, that change is able to happen. Um, I know specifically here in the United States, I hope it's definitely able to happen, both at a local level, a state level, regional level, and a national level. I know it might not be a very popular opinion. I know it's a popular opinion with you, but I definitely know many, many, many Agent Orange supporters. I know somebody that was at the rally that happened on Ventura. I know somebody that was at the rally that happened in Lake Arrowhead with the boat and all the Trump flags. I definitely don't side there. I can understand certain aspects of why they support him, but change is needed at every level. It literally is time, I think, to drain, actually really seriously drain the swamp in Washington, locally at every level, unless your person is actually decent and good and has done good things for the community. And there's some that have, and I will admit there are some Republicans that have done amazing things. I don't want to rag on Agent Orange for everything he's done, because yes, there has been some positives. There's also been a ton of negatives. And I don't want to end on a negative note. So I'm going to ask you a question, not about this. We're going to change gears. Did you watch Contender Series?
I'm not giving it a chance.
Come on. What, do you hate Uncle Dana that much?
No, I don't know. I don't know why I haven't. And you know what? Tough is actually coming back. Supposedly, they have announced that when they are done here with this fight, or no, when he comes back from Fight Island, because they're going to have another set of 3 fights, I think, at Fight Island again. When they come back from Fight Island, Dana White said that that's when they're going to start filming Tough again. I don't know where it's probably ESPN Plus. It's not airing on ESPN. You know,
Why?
I mean,
ESPN the Ocho.
It didn't rate at Fox Sports 1. It didn't rate at Fox Sports like we on Fuel TV, like all the different networks that I worked when we aired it on FX. It just didn't rate. We even tried to air it on Big Fox.
I remember.
And it didn't rate.
Yeah, they pulled it, right? Didn't they? After a few episodes?
Yeah.
Wow, crazy. There was something else I wanted to bring up, but now it eludes me because I keep hearing dog paws and it makes me happy.
I got my gang running through my hooligans. Hooligans.
You have your office delivery people. Those are your couriers.
Exactly. My hooligans running through paws and nails on hardwood floor. I dare you to pick one of them up and
show them on camera and not get bit. I dare you.
They ran away.
Yeah, they ran away. They were like, I'm not being on camera.
Nah.